If you remember, in the initial chapters, he starts about Karma Yoga right from the second chapter. He talks about how we have to perform action in a much simpler way. As he goes to the third chapter, he talks about much more deeper aspects, and there he comes out with Karmanye Vadikaraste and all those things. And then fourth chapter, he goes into how we can achieve jnana through karma. Getting knowledge, well performed actions themselves will lead to jnana. So he is going step by step, and even here he says karma yoga, jeshtha yoga. He says in the first, I think, second shloka itself, he says that it is a jeshtha yoga. That means it is sreshta or jeshtha, but the neyaha sanitya sannyasi yona dveshtina kankshati. Again, nirdvando hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. One, he says, sannyasa, karma sannyasa is not required to get moksha. Without that, also it is possible. But these are the conditions that apply. Nirdvandvo, nadveshti, na kankshati. Try to practice. Every day is a challenge for us to bring about this balance of dualities. So when you go through that, you may become nitya sannyasi as it is. There is absolutely no reason for you to leave this action, karma sannyasam, giving up action. However, having said that, he has also given lot of importance. And I should say today our guest, Mataji Moksha Prana, she is one among the sannyasins who have given up their family life for the welfare of the community, but they are true karma yogis. They are the ones who are devoted and who face much more challenges than we face, and through that action, like building up institutions, building up organizations, they are into karma yoga, and they have given up their family tyaga, highest level of tyaga. This is yet another, I should say, the epitome of karma yoga, where they are performing actions with all these things which are being told as per by Krishna in Bhagavadgita. So having said that, now we shall continue. So last shloka was Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyate na sa papena padmapatram ivambhasa. We mentioned that a person who performs action without any attachment, without any expectations, with the sense of non-doership, I am not the doer. It is either Krishna who is doing as a bhakti yoga in bhakti marga, or I am just Satchidananda, everything is happening as per the nature, laws of nature. Prakriti is doing, gunas are doing. I am just an observer. It is just the interaction between the sense organs and sense objects, as we said. It's all programmed that way. I am just an observer. So where is the question of doership? Why should I claim that I have done? Everything is happening in its own accord. So that is one attitude. Or I am servant of the Lord. I am the instrument. And whatever I am doing is as per his wish and will. And I will surrender to him completely. And he takes over. This is another attitude. So when we perform actions with this attitude, and a yogi performs like this, and everything is everything, one who does this action without any attachment and surrendering everything to that Parabrahman, he lives in this world just like the lotus leaf lives in the water, and yet it floats. It doesn't neither gets dipped nor the water sticks to it. It is just detached. It just gets totally detached, but still it lives in the water happily. It gives so much of beauty to the lotus flower is above, it comes up, but the leaf of the Padma Patra, it lives on the surface totally unattached. Though it is in water, it doesn't get soaked. It doesn't get soaked at all. Similarly, we should live our life without any attachment, just for the sake of duty, detachment, surrender, all those conditions which Krishna has prescribed in the previous shlokas. From there, Kayena Manasa Buddhya Kevalairindrayirapi Yogina Karma Kurvanti Sangam Tyaktvatma Shuddhaye. That is the 11th shloka. Yukta Ayuktah karma phalam tyaktva shantimapnoti naishtikim ayuktah kamakarena phale sakto nibhadyate. सर्वकर्माणि मनसा सन्न्यस्यास्ते सुखं वशी नवद्वारे पुरे देहि नैव कुर्वन्न कारयन्. So, कायेन मनसा बुद्ध्या केवलैः इन्द्रियैः अपि योगिनः कर्म कुर्वन्ति सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा आत्मशुद्धये. So, Yoginaha means the yogins, those who are performing the work with the yoga buddhi, yoginaha, they perform action kayena, that means with the body, whatever activities we are doing, or the actions with the mind, that means thinking, contemplating all those, or using the buddhi. I hope you remember all these hierarchies. Indriya, Manassu, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, and then beyond that is the Atma. So, whatever day to day activities we are doing, either it is with the body or with the mind or with our discriminatory faculty, that is Buddhi, intellect, or just by Indriyas, just by Indriyas, looking, seeing, smelling, all those. Yoginaha, any of these actions, Kurvanti, Sangam Tyaktva. Again, repetition of the previous shloka. He keeps on repeating so that it gets reinforced in our mind. So Sangam Tyaktva is essential. Whatever we do is not mine. I am not the doer. So where is a question of expectations? Where is a question of disappointment? So a yogi, whatever he does, with his body, with his mind, with his indriyas, with his buddhi, so all this is without any attachment, with the particular highest level of jnana, because he is yogi in the path of yoga. And why does he do that? Atma Shuddhaye. Sangam Tyaktva Atma Shuddhaye. Whatever I am doing, it is not for my personal benefit. It is not for me to become rich or to get the position or to look beautiful or to get any kind of status in the society. No. Any action I do, anything I speak, anything I listen, whatever work I do, it is for my Atma Shuddhi. Atma Shuddhi means the Atma is actually Shuddha only, isn't it? Atma, if you take Sachidananda Swarupa, he is a he is a Shuddhatma only. Jivatma is also Parishuddha. Only thing is, because of our wrong thinking, lower thinking, it appears to be polluted, our Atma. It is not so. So more and more when we perform the actions with detachment, with surrender, with bhakti, whatever we do, so that opens up the divinity. That means that Shuddha Atma starts manifesting. I'm referring to Swami Ranganathananji's commentary. So Atma Shuddha, in I should say a common way, if you see, Atma Shuddhi, Manas Shuddhi, that way also it can be taken. I will become purer and purer when I give up the attachment. So this kind of purity will open up the divinity, which is inherently Shuddha, pure. It is 100% pure. There is no there is no adulteration. There is no mixture of anything. It is totally the absolute truth. And it will start manifesting. And we have already seen how such a yogi behaves, performs. So these people are unique because they have no attachment. They have no expectations. They don't expect anything from the world, but their only action is to give to the world whatever they have. So therefore, a yogi, whatever actions he performs, is for the welfare of others. Loka Sangraha, we have seen that, no? Loka Sangraha. And that Loka Sangraha and Niswarthata, that is selfless actions, all those try to bring up. Therefore, he is called as yogi, in other words. And this is how they are interrelated. Whatever, Kayena, if you want to work with your actions, do charity. Whatever, if you want to think good, Manasa, with the mind, think good welfare of others. If you want to use discriminatory, if you want to choose something, if the intellect wants to take a decision, let it take in the larger interest, selfless interest. If it wants to see something, let it see something which benefits, again, Atma Shuddhaya, which will open up the divinity, which will make him a better person. So this is how a yogi does, and all this is possible only when they give up the attachment. Sangam tyaktva, attachment. Attachment means too much of clinging to that results or results of the action. We have seen that. That is also one thing. Too much of expectations or anything which benefits the self. So such persons, they give up the attachment, and thus they get Atma Shuddhi. Atma Shuddhi means manifestation of the divinity. That manifestation, more and more you give up the attachment, more and more we are closer to the divinity. Yuktaha karma phalam tyaktva shantim apnoti naishtikim. Ayuktaha kamakarena phale sakto nibadhyate. Yuktaha means one who is in the path of yoga, who is always in the nitya. Actually, Yuktaha means he is almost always in the yogic consciousness. He is always thinking of the Lord and higher thinking. He is not into the worldly affairs. So one who is into that, he again, karma phalam tyaktva. He gives up the fruits of his action. That means whatever he does, he doesn't claim the results of the action. He doesn't claim the benefits that it is his doing. He will surrender it to the Lord. And he will also say it was just a prakriti, swabhava, all that. It is not, I am not the doer. I have just been an instrument. So similar, again, repetition of that. Yuktaha karma phalam tyaktva. Tyaktva means giving up. Having given up the fruits of action, attains peace. Shantim apnoti naishtikim. Naishtikim means it is firm. It is permanent. This naishtikim is a word used in Bhagavad Purana, Bhagavadgita. Mostly it is used again and again because it signifies something. If we take up some action, some stand, let's say in our day-to-day activities, oh, I got peace of mind. Without yoga, just like that, just like that. Oh, I just kept quiet and I feel happy about it. Such happiness is like, which is taken using our intelligence or intellect. Nevertheless, it is good, but it may not stay for long. But this stand of giving up the fruits of action, surrendering, the peace which you get with this kind of stand which we take, being in the yogic state of mind, that is permanent. That will give us a steadfast peace of mind. Always, it is very constant and it stays permanently, because any action, with every action of giving up detachment, it elevates us, and that wisdom will not go away. It will stay permanently. So he says, Yuktaha karma phalam tyaktva shantim apnoti naishtikim. That peace of mind stays forever, because he has developed the habit of giving up the actions of his work. Whatever, it's not mine. I only have the right on my action, never on what happens later. Giving 100% of commitment, keeping up higher goals in the larger interest, but still, whether there is insult or appreciation, people don't appreciate me, people insult me, people don't value me, doesn't matter at all. What mattered to me was whether I was able to put my 100%. So that attitude, if a person has, he experiences that kind of peace, which is very, very firm and long lasting. On the contrary, another type of person, ayuktaha. Ayuktaha kamakarena phale sakto nibadhyate. So what happens is, if you're on the contrary, if you are not with this state of mind, if you perform actions without this attitude, means you perform an action with a selfish motive, even if it is not, I have worked, so I deserve something, so that is the expectation. If one person goes like that, then he's ayukta, because obviously he is not using the yogic principles and is far away from this kind of wisdom. Then what happens is that expectation will bind him. Nibadhyate. Nibadhyate means he will be he's bound because he is always expecting the fruits of his action. Last time we saw, what is this binding? Binding means it becomes an impression of your karma. Now your expectation is there. So you will again, and that expectation goes on increasing with every action. Not only that, it will not relieve you of two things, one of suffering and another one is of the birth and death. Binding is for this. Suffering comes with birth, and every birth you will take the human birth again. The mind will be carried away by the sense organs, by the distractions, by the desires. Again, you will commit mistakes. So these kind of activities keep on going. What a spiritual seeker is aiming at? He is aiming at freedom from these kind of desires, these kind of sufferings, and ultimately freedom from birth and death. If that is possible, only when you do actions with the yogic attitude. If you perform without, nowhere near yoga, ayuktaha, there is no question of yoga, without any wisdom, only with the purpose of either getting money or getting position or pleasing people, whatever be the reason, if it is a lower motive, then he is said to be bound. Until and unless such a person develops the attitude, develops the liking for spiritual, thoughts or spiritual inclination, he will not come to this path. And until then, he or she will have to face this. And even for us who are little bit attracted towards spirituality, it is a struggle, because we cannot always say that we will give up this karma phala. Karma phala tyaga is not always possible unless we keep reminding ourselves, we keep meditating, we keep interacting with sadhu santa like Mataji today. So discussing with them. Otherwise, the mind is always trying to pull us down. Haranti prasabham manaha. So Krishna says like that, mind is not going to be fixed. We need to have sadhu sangha. We need to visit good spiritual places. We need to read books. We need to meditate. We need to do chanting. So unless we keep doing that, no, our yogic attitude of karma phala tyaga, attitude of being selfless, all that will not keep happening. So it is a constant practice. But however, being in that path, if we keep doing it, if we take one step, then Lord Krishna will come, and then with his grace, we will be able to achieve much more. So therefore, that is the whole essence of yogic practice, briefly. So karma phalam tyaktva. So one, he says, if you are ayukta, if you are not practicing yoga, then it will bind you. On the contrary, if you practice yoga, not only it will release you from this, it will liberate you, you will start experiencing that peace of mind. Shantim apnoti naishtikim. For sure. There are different meanings of naishtikim. One of them is firm, for sure, permanently. So this is how it develops. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvan na karyan. So such a yogi, also he continues that those who have renounced all the actions, sarva karmani manasa sanyasya aste sukham vashi. He he gives up all the fruits, sarva karmani manasa. From mentally, he has renounced all the actions. Renounced all the actions means fruits of actions. And then aste sukham vashi. He stays in happiness because one is he has surrendered, he has given up, sarva karmani manasa. And vashi, vashi means control of senses, controlled, self-controlled, disciplined energies. We were talking about that. Disciplined energies, willpower, all this comes under vashi. Control. Use them when you want for the right things. Control them when you don't want. Padmapatra Vimambasa. And one more is what? That like the tortoise, Kurmunganiva Sarvasha. So how the tortoise pulls. Whenever it wants, it comes out. Whenever it doesn't want, it just pulls itself. That is called Vashi. Not always being controlled. We cannot stay like that because everything is given for a purpose. So control of sense organs is using them whenever it is required in the right way, and just withdrawing them when it doesn't take us to the higher thinking. So that is Vashi. So he knows when to use, when not to use. He's very happy because he has given up all the actions mentally. He has renounced. Navadvare, such a person, he stays Navadvare Pure Dehi. This body he calls, Krishna is calling it as Navadvare Pure. Pure means a city of 9 gates. Navadvare. This body is considered to be city of 9 gates. What are those gates? Can you tell me one or two gates? Navadvare. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth, 2 2 nostrils, 2 plus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, then genitalia and the anus, organ of urinary excretion and fecal excretion. These are the 9 gateways through which lot of inputs are there throughout the day, 24/7 also. Even in the dream we may desire. So he says, even though such a person stays in such a city, Pura is a city of 9 gates, Naiva Kurvan na Karyayan. Naiva Kuryan. That means he is neither acting nor causing others to act. That means he is not the doer because he has surrendered. So these are all the conditions. I hope it's clear. So first of all, Krishna is describing this body. There is a special we can discuss in detail in the next session, next week. But Navadvare means all these 9. Why this word has been brought? There are a lot of commentators have given beautifully about this description of the body. So this body is also important in one way or the other because it will drag you down because of its 9 gates. But a yogi has kept a strong, he has guarded all this. He is guarded because of his control. And he renounces all the actions mentally. He has done mentally, he is renouncing. I have done. Giving up action is one, not doing only. That is karma sannyasa yoga. Here he is saying, sarva karmani manasa sanyasya. That means mentally, he is saying, I am not the doer. That means it is as good as giving up the action, yet doing the action. He's doing the action, but he's given up the action. How is it possible? By giving up the doership. And therefore, he's very, very happy, very relaxed, and he's totally under control because nothing can disturb this thought of his, which is that thought, I am not the doer. And then such a person has not done anything. If he has not done anything, Krishna says, if he has this attitude, then no karma gets attached to him. So then he is free from he's totally free from all the binding, and therefore he he's on the path of moksha. So saying, we will wind up for today, and thank you for joining the session. Now I'll hand it over to Mataji. Mataji Moksha Prana. I have known her for the past, I should say, almost 15 years. And she is MBBS from Davangere JJ Medical College, Davangere, and a very brilliant doctor, I should say. And she was almost qualified for KS examinations. And during her, I should say, her journey in the social service, she came across Swami Nirbhayananji Saraswati and his work in Vivekananda Seva Kendra. From then, Vivekananda Seva Kendra is a school which was started in the 90s, I think 95, I think, Mataji. It has started long. Yeah. Yes, that time to help the students, to help these orphan students or destitute students who were born, whose parents were lost in Kargil wars, like that, people who needed. And as you know, Swami Vivekananda's principle was to bring out the best education, and education is the right of every individual in this country. That would bring up our country to, take our country to great heights, bringing up a more good education, right? And not only for our country, to the humanity person as such. So she was impressed by that, and then she joined, and she's extending full support, and now she's a chief administrator there. And I have interacted from then on. We are in constant touch. Whenever there is a necessity to help others, she's a person to take initiatives. And I must say, she has been really, really a great support, and she has brought the school to a very wonderful shape. Every day, her routine is to teach Bhagavadgita, Vedas, and bring discipline among the students. Plus, she takes some classes also for the students, and she is a great guide to all the teachers over there. Under the I should say guidance of Swami Nirbhayananji Saraswati, she is performing brilliantly well, and that is what has drawn people like me and my group outside also to that school. And thank you, Mataji. Day before yesterday, I had a chat with her when she came from Kumbha Mela. She was describing so well, and it brought goosebumps. I said, I must share this to my friends. And thank you, Mataji, for accepting our invitation. And over to you to share your spiritual experiences at Kumbha Mela.
Yeah. Thank you, Pratibhaka. Uh, I should say good evening, everybody, all my spiritual kinship. Uh, I would also like to add that in my initial days, when I got in touch with Swami Nirbhayanandji, I was also inspired by Dr. Pratibha Nadik. I will, with love, say her as Akka only. For her, the way she was devoted and dedicated, and she would recognize the good things, and her conviction to complement the activities that was for a good cause. Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukaya, the way she would extend her helping hands. I was inspired by that, and that was an added strength for me, and it has been adding strength to me in my spiritual journey till now. And thank you very much, Pratibhaka, for
Thank you,
that.
Mataji.
Mm.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
uh, and bowing to divine trio, seeking their blessings and seeking my guru's blessings, who have um, uh, helped me come all the way through till here. I would like to share some of my experiences. And as I heard to Pratibha Akka's class or Bhagavad Gita classes just now, she was mentioning about moksha sannyasa yoga, or the way karma becomes a yoga in our life. I would like to compliment for that from whatever I have heard from my guru. It is about Shivaji Maharaj's life. We see a great role played by Shivaji Maharaj in the freedom struggle. He was instrumental in uniting the Indian forces together to become one and fight against the British, or our opponents. In that process, somewhere he becomes very weak, and it would become very tough for him to go further. Then he gives up. His guru is Samartha Ramadas ji. The Ramanama, he has Sakshat, the one who has realized, or who was able to realize Ramanama Sakshatkara. Then at one point of time, he surrenders to his guru and he says, I can no more go ahead, I am worn out. Then Samartha Ramdas ji gives him assurance that you just go on doing, I will be behind you. You don't worry. You surrender everything. Whatever you do, you surrender to me. I am behind. You are not at all doing, but I am behind you. That was one assurance of Guru or Ramadas ji that gave Shivaji Maharaj all the strength, all the vigor. And though he did more than what he would do before, it didn't
Mm,
bother him much. He was,
mm,
because he didn't have that friction of that doership. He was
mm,
able to do it still more in a better way. It was like surrendering our actions, surrendering his actions was like a lubricant for all other his further actions. So this one thing I remembered when I heard to explanations to the shlokas Pratibhaka just said.
mm,
And regarding my Kumbh Mela experiences, I was at Kumbh Mela from 26th January till February 5th. And according to Hindu philosophy, or according to Sanatana Dharma is nothing but from the time evolution started. It started from Big Bang theory or whatever. There are so many theories. Big Bang theory, and sun is the most important entity that is giving us all the life. And as that the contraction phase and expansion phase of the galaxy, we are aware, if at all we know about the Big Bang theory. Then as the srishti, or the nature, started getting contracted, it started becoming away from sun, and because of the cooling effect, the water was created. So sun and water are the main sources of our life existence. Between the interaction between a very modern was created. It started from a single cell, then a multicellular organism, then invertebrates, then amphibians, then vertebrates, then it came till human form. According to evolution theory, according to Darwin's evolution theory, human form is the ultimate form after which there is no physical evolution happening. Whatever evolution that happens would be psychosocial evolution, they say. So that is when, and even from a vertebrate, from a monkey to human being, the greatest revolution that happened is opposition of fingers.
Okay.
Nowhere in other
Correct.
lower animals
Mm. Mm.
opposition can happen, and because of this opposition of finger, there is difference between man and any other animal, because of which he can even tame an elephant, he can even tame a tiger, tame a lion, or do precised works, of which this the thumb's
Mm.
representation in the brain is the highest, according
Correct.
to, if we see the neurosciences.
Mm.
So here the human being here becomes important. So what differentiates a human being from another animal is the concept of culture. So we were able to develop culture. How was it? Culture was something we were able to develop it because of a river. When we were able to start living beside a river, be it a be it a Sindhu river, or be it a Saraswati river, or any civilization, be it a Mayan civilization or Nile civilization, it is it is beside a river, which is the lifeline of any cultural progress. So if we see Swami Vivekananda's teachings, we get to see two concepts: macrocosm and microcosm. In Sanskrit, it is called as Brahmanda and Pindanda. Brahmanda, we have five elements. Panchabhuta, they say. That is the Akasha, the sky element. Next, air, Vayu. Next is Agni. Next is water. Next is Prithvi. So, all these are the basic elements without which there won't be nature doesn't exist at all. In different, though there is a concept called as Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, the Brahman Vastu itself differentiates itself into various other materials, and plays a important role in the huge divine play of the nature, because nature itself wanted to become manifest in so many forms, as it didn't want to stay like potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential is just staying, having that strength, but staying inert. But kinetic is the same energy into motion. So all this existence, whatever is happening in the existence, can be taken as potential energy and the Leela of the Bhagavan. So, keeping this concept into consideration, most of the elements, whatever we see in the universe, the five elements, the same elements are in human beings also. Our body is also made up of Panchabhuta. The way five sheets are there, the Annamaya Kosha, the Pranamaya Kosha, the Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. If we go on removing all these layers, one that remains is Anandamaya Kosha, which is at par with whatever the consciousness that is abiding in each and every individual. Whatever is coming, whatever is parting an individual from another individual is this body, that Annamaya Kosha, and the Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, our thoughts, our feelings, our psyche, our emotions. But if we go beyond this, if we shed all these four sheets, all of us become one at Anandamaya Kosha, where there is no difference between one individual and another individual. This is put very clearly in Viveka Chudamani, where Shankaracharya ji says there are 100 pots and water in the 100 pots. There is, if you see reflection of sun in all the 100 pots, they apparently appear to be 100 different images of sun. But if you break open all those pots, all the entire water becomes one, and you see only one sun. So the same way, you seeing 100 different suns in 100 different water is also true only, but it is apparent truth.
Parent.
In reality, the one truth is that there is only one sun, which is um, in all the that one sun that is apparently appearing to be 100, or whatever, how much ever pots are there. The same way, the Advaita, the proponent of Advaita Tattva, Shankaracharya ji says, gives a comparison for Advaita. The same way, one human being, because of ignorance, because of the body consciousness, he is feeling that we are different individuals. Though all the pots are made by the same mud, they are made by the same mud, but there are 100 different pots. If you remove all the mud, where does the pot go? It is like that. So this one thing convinced me when to hold on to Advaita. And one more statement of Swami Vivekananda ji, because Shiva, Parvati, Adi Shakti and all are very far to us. Whatever miracles they do, they appear to be miracles only for us. We want one step. We want something very appealing to us and appealing to our logical mind and rational mind. According to whatever that, wherever my knowledge goes back, Shankaracharya ji stands very tall regarding his knowledge, and Gautam Buddha stands tall very regarding his evolution of heart. And Swami Vivekananda ji makes a statement in Complete Works of Swami Vivekananda that in to the present generation we need combination of head of Shankaracharya and heart of Buddha. So this stands as a tall ideal in front of us, because they took birth as humans only, human beings, but achieved the ultimate in the paths they chose. So, because of which Shankaracharya ji stands very tall, and whatever interpretations he has given to the Hindu scriptures, uh, according to that, and as I was I was improving upon my knowledge, and after my medical this thing, I wanted to I just felt, no, my intellect is beyond this. I want to know beyond this. That was the feeling I would get. Then I happened to go through 4 yogas. I happened to get introduced to 4 yogas that are the following principles in Sanatana Dharma: the Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So, in any person, if we see, he will be following any of these paths. Maybe one path will be predominant, one path will be less, but he has to follow these yogas. And as a human being, the basic nature of human being is to follow 4 purusharthas: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Any human being will be driven by desires, that is kama. Desires to, I want this, I want to achieve this, next another thing. So Hindu philosophy has put forth a very royal path, that by dharma, that is righteous way, you earn artha, that is the money. Through dharma means uh, uh, you earn money, then complete all your desires. Once you satisfy all your desires, you are overfilled. You no more have any desires to be fulfilled. Like, after first standard, you have to go to second standard only. You don't want to stay in first standard because you're
Mm.
done with it. So, the same way, once you satisfy all your desires by dharma means, naturally your mind goes to the moksha. So, what Buddhism did was, Buddhism just said desire is the main cause of suffering. So, which didn't it is forcibly suppressing the desires. No,
Mm.
the natural mind should have a natural course. It should go
Yes.
on. It should go on. Um, Satisfying, and it should have a natural way. So, till this, and I got these 4 paths and 4 purusharthas, and I got convinced. And according to Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, they say, we, as human beings, we are commonly guided by 5 bhavas: the Shanta Bhava, the Sakhya Bhava, the Vatsalya Bhava, Dasya Bhava, and Madhura Bhava. The Shanta Bhava, it is our relationship with the ultimate reality. Shanta Bhava is just being in whatever the ultimate force do to us, we accept it. The best example for this is Vibhishana and Lakshmana. The Sakhya Bhava along with the Almighty is regarding Arjuna. He was friend with Krishna. Vatsalya Bhava, the best examples are Devaki and Kausalya Mata. Dasya Bhava, the best example is Hanuman. And Madhura Bhava, the best examples are Mirabai and Akka Mahadevi. So, we can keep any of these bhavas to be in communion with God. So, the nature itself has given us all these 4 paths, be it a karma marga, jnana marga, raja yoga marga, or bhakti marga. From any of these things, you can reach the ultimate. So according to but we are predominantly dominated by this karma. Whatever class we heard till now, in that the ultimate conclusive this thing destination we are supposed to reach is the to remove the kartrutva bhava. I am not the doer. I am not the doer. It is so because of that our chitta becomes shuddha.
Shuddha.
Chitta. And in a Shuddha Chitta, Jnana and Bhakti are very easily imprinted.
Mm.
The way the bottom of the well is clearly seen once the fungus, the pachi, we say, once we remove all the overgrowth on the surface of the water is removed, the water bottom of the well is clearly seen. That way, when chitta becomes shuddhi, jnana and bhakti will be easily, we are able to easily grasp whatever jnana we get and whatever bhakti we get. In this background, I would like to share about give my experiences in Kumbha Mela. See, according to whatever I said, it is macrocosm and microcosm. Our body is made up of 75% water. If you all know,
Mm.
if we take evidence from science, so uh, for Kumbha Mela, nobody needs invitation from anyone.
Mm.
Ganga, Holy Mother Ganga herself, the water in Holy Mother Ganga will attract the water in us, the 75% of water in us. So that it is a mother's call to her child, a mother's attraction, or the child is attracted to the mother. And moreover, I said the whole galaxy and the life form started from sun and water, and of course other planets. Jupiter, it is because of the Jupiter's 12 years of Jupiter takes 12 years to revolve around the sun, take one revolution around the sun. Based on that, the Kumbh Mela timings and muhurtas, Shahi Snans and all are decided. So this planet plays an important role in fixing up the various muhurtas. Of course, the way moon has influence over the human mind, according to microcosm and macrocosm, all the nine elements, the sun and the moon, are represented in our body. So moon
Mm.
is represented by our mind,
Mind.
according to macrocosm and microcosm, Brahmanda and Pindanda. So
Right.
definitely moon has influence over mind, because mind is like a ocean in our body, which is influenced the way ocean is influenced by the full moon and the new moon. The same way, our mind is also influenced by the planetary influences. This is apart that yogis overgrow all these influences,
Mm.
and they take take under control the planetary influences on them. So this was one thing I felt. No, nobody invited me. It was just a calling of Holy Mother Ganga to her child. Literally, I felt it is wherever I walked in Kumbh Mela, though there were lakhs and crores of people, I never felt that I am among those many people. I reminded of a saying that even in the midst of plenty, if you are able to be alone, that is a
True.
great achievement. So it is not like me being alone. My mind got connected with all those people who had come with the same faith. Just a holy dip in my holy mother Ganga. That's all. Ganga river is not at all a river for them. Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati are not at all a river for them. They are literally mother's lap
Yes.
for whoever people who came there. I was able to literally feel that. And according to scriptures, what they say is Ganga is representation of Jnana, Yamuna is representation of Prema and Bhakti, and Saraswati is representation of our karma. So it was a message that in our daily life, with the help of Jnana, Bhakti, and Prema, we have to go on doing our karma. That itself is a Triveni Sangama. So even if you have not able to physically take a dip in Triveni Sangam, never mind. It is just a physical representation of whatever we should practice inside or whatever we should feel. The real and few of those. Few of matured personalities there, they were saying when Mauni Amavasya Shahi Snan was cancelled because of stampede, we were not able to go and take Sangam dip because it was cancelled. Then few of matured people, they were saying, Man hi Sangam hai. And to take that holy dip with Jnana, Bhakti, Prema Mishrita, we have, and doing karma, doing karma with jnana, bhakti, and prema itself is taking Sangam dip, they said. And I felt it very appealing. Even our Swamijis, the Mahant Swamiji, who had arranged Ramakrishna Ashram Prayagraj Mahant Swamiji, who had arranged for our staying at Ramakrishna Ashram tent, he was saying, where he has been there past 20 years, he has never gone to Kumbha Mela, Sangam dip or whatever, because there will be, he is somehow not very comfortable going in the crowd and taking the dip or whatever. He said, if you practice in daily life, every day, yajna is going on in your heart. So all you you burning all your desires in that yajna and taking the jnana that is coming out is in the flame form itself is a great sangam dip, he used to say. So there are different perspectives, various perspectives, and I found one great this thing about Shankaracharya ji. Even for the persons who renounced life, that I want nothing. For even for sannyasis, he has created 13 akadas. That is 7 Shaiva akadas, 3 Vishnu akadas, and 3 Sikh akadas. And even for sannyasis, he has given 10 sampradayas, Dashanami Sampradaya, like Saraswati, they become those who take sannyasa in the name of Saraswati, they become preachers. Puri Sampradaya, they live in Pura and they will see for the well-being of that Pura. Pura is a place, it is a pattana, it is a city. Aranya, then there are 10 such tirtha, aranya, natha, giri is those who live in the parvatas and parvata, sagara, all these different this thing are there, and they practice regarding their temperament. According to their temperament, they can choose these sampradayas and they can practice. They can give their best to the society or the mankind. So, when the sannyasis itself have so much of freedom, so many paths to choose, and so many paths to choose and achieve the ultimate, I was awestruck by the freedom we have in Sanatana Dharma. Any person saying anything, you have a way. That was one thing I felt. We are so blessed to be in this I should say, selecting this way of life.
Right, correct.
Hinduism is the way of life. You believe God, yeah, you have a way. You have a cult there. You have people who hold you, who guide you. Anything you say, You have a set of people, they guide you, they embrace you. Yeah, yeah. I have a space for you. I have a space for you. So I was struck by the vast embracing arms of the Sanatana Dharma, and people from all walks of life come there, be it like chatur for this thing, brahmacharya ashrama, grahastha vanaprastha sannyas ashrama, and all class, from poor to high rich class, or naga sadhus, anything you name, any person you name, a pregnant woman, a full blown pregnant woman, I was able to see. I was able to see a lady carrying 3 months old child or 5 months old child, small children of all age group. They are not bothered. They just say, Ganga Maya hai, माँ की गोद में आए हैं, माँ देखभाल करेगी. That's all. And even they know stampede like things may happen. What if I lose my life? It is a punya only. If I
Mm.
live my life in Kumbha Mela, that again is punya. The way leaving your body, or at Kashi, you aspire. So
Mm.
I happened to meet so many senior sannyasis on my way to Kumbha Mela. I took my flight from Bangalore to Kashi, then Kashi to Prayagraj. I happened to meet 4 5 senior monks of Ramakrishna Ashram who have chosen to stay at Kashi with the belief that definitely here it is Moksha Sthana. Shiva is literally here, and if I leave my body, Shiva will give moksha to me. So that is the highest form of conviction. When people follow all this with so much of conviction, and they are very much an example for us, and we are inspired by the way they talk, the way they face all these things. And when we are inspired by their behavior, when we see their ultimate purpose and their
Mm.
guiding principle, it really inspires us. There must be some truth in that.
Correct.
Otherwise, why would they hold on so much
Correct.
to all those truths? So,
Correct.
this was one great inspiration I drew from all those saints. And one more thing I was able to feel was oneness there. I literally didn't feel the crowd at all. And it helped me overgrow all the limitations, whatever I had. The tent where I stayed, 60 of us shared a tent where there were four bathrooms and four toilets. I sometimes, whenever I would go to toilet, they would not flush cleanly. Literally, they would not have flushed. So I never felt I have come for Sangam dip here. So none of these things should bother me. And I'm not going to permanently stay here. After 10 days, however, I'm going back. So these 10 days, my only this thing should be what positive things, not any other limitations or negatives. Though there was scorching heat in the daytime and chilling cold in the night time. Whenever night would approach, I would feel afraid. Arey Baba, I have to face 12 hours of this chilling.
Mm.
I would wear a thermal, on top of that a sweater, then on top of that a jerkin, and a pair of gloves,
Yes.
and a muffler to cover my back of the neck, socks, on top of it a sleeping bag. That was the amount of chilling cold there. But I just said, and I used to feel how blessed I am to have born in Karnataka, where
Mm.
so extreme climatic situations are not there. So it helped me overgrow so many limitations. And according to our Shastra, whatever it says, there is a Sanskrit this thing saying, I don't exactly remember, but I can say the gist of it. In our entire life, 25% we learn from reading, and 25% we learn from Guru. Another 25% Sahapatibhya,
Mm,
my fellow beings, my fellow pupils.
mm,
And another 25% we learn from roaming around, it seems.
mm.
So, all these things are mandatory for us that to improve our
But
knowledge. That that was one thing I was. It was an added advantage for me, and both night and day was the same. Night also the same crowd, daytime was the same number of crowd, no difference between
mm,
night and day. And then I always for many there are varied experiences, but I was very lucky enough, and I was very blessed that my conveyance throughout had a very good conveyance. From Bangalore to Kashi, I took a flight. From Kashi to Prayagraj, I took Vande Bharat Express, where I didn't had to face traffic jam. Then from Prayagraj to that uh, Prayagraj to Sangam spot, I got an auto. Then rapid bikes were available, and the rapid bike bhaiyas only, they helped me. They helped us to bring our luggage till our tent. So this was one God's grace entirely. While going also and while coming also, I didn't face any problem, and I always felt a lamp that helps me light my one step. That is more than sufficient. That is a great blessing of God. Even if it is lighting my one step, that is more than enough, because I am very sure that it will help light my next step also. All that
mm,
I should be bothered is my further step should be lighted. According to Eckhart Tolle, the power of now, if we are concentrating on now, I think this is a great blessing. My
mm,
one single, though I didn't think of too much beyond, not even future. I didn't even think of an entire day also. What would be my next hour? What would be my next day? I didn't even think. God, provide me light for keeping one step ahead. So, and my entire steps were like he guided, he threw light on my entire step. In that manner, torch is a God's grace. Torch will light and may light around 10 steps of your journey, but it is of great help. That itself is God's grace, I felt. Then um, from I had kept Swami Ranganathananji's ultimate realized statement in my mind, and I keep on telling it to myself. So the highest form of achievement or realization is, if you close your eyes, you find peace within. If you
mm,
open your eyes, you should have the feeling, what can I do to the next person, or what can I give to the society. If you are able to achieve a balance between these two, that is a great combination of all the four yogas: the Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. And in that step, Swami Yatishwarananji's one statement that has helped me, because if we see Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, Atharvana Veda, they are all scriptures that help us achieve Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Okay. So Aranyaka, Brahmana, and Vedanta, Upanishad, all this, the gist of Upanishads, the end part of Upanishads, because by Brahmana and Aranyaka, we know Artha, by Artha, Kama, Dharma. they throw light on achieving our desires through artha by dharma means. So after that, we start thinking what is beyond. Beyond this, is there anything? Then comes the Jnana Kanda. In that Jnana Kanda, Upanishads are a great source of light to us. They are the greatest gift of our ancestors. In that Upanishads, all the Vedas have Upanishads, and the conclusive part of Upanishads is called as Vedanta, and the gist of Vedanta is Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita's ultimate message is, according to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, is Tyaga. If you go on saying Gita, 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 it becomes Tyaga, 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 Tyaga. So, renunciation is service and renunciation are the two ultimate things you have to reach by the means of dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, and in the combination of all these four yogas. And Swami Yatishwaranand ji, a great soul who was a guru of present Belur Math President Swami Gautamanand ji, and my guru's guru Swami Purushottamananda ji, and President Ramakrishna Ashrama, late President Ramakrishna Ashrama Swami Harshanand ji, the author of Encyclopedia of Hinduism. Swami Yatishwaranand is also an author of Meditation and Spiritual Life. His one statement has been a guiding principle for me in these days, that is, acceptance is the greatest form of renunciation. So in my life, anything that comes, I try to accept. I'm not saying I'm accepting. I try to accept. I tell my mind. I tell my mind like a child saying, like a mother saying to his or her own child, because my mind is a child to me. There is no one who can see my mind other than me. So, when I know in the light of all these teachings, my mind should be my child. So, I will request it, I will pamper it, I will say to accept it, and all other means to accept it. And these days, I am also practicing gratitude, even if there are thousand challenges, even if there is a single ray of hope, that at least I am able to see sunshine today. That itself is a great blessing to me. So, if we go on counting our blessings, and if we go on accepting whatever that comes our way for our evolution, for our good of evolution, then if we surrender our shortcomings. See, whatever I am able to do, I am able to do. But beyond few certain thing, if I am able to surrender, like Draupadi was holding her one hand till then. Krishna didn't come to help her, but when she openly he put her both hands above, then Krishna came. So probably I feel gratitude and acceptance, they are a great form of surrender. And in bhakti yoga, surrender, and in kali yuga, they say, even chanting also, we don't know how much properly we do chanting, because one or two times we take nama, our mind has gone somewhere else. So surrender itself, you are the only final refuge. That is said by that is said in Narada Bhakti Sutra. So even if God helps me to keep one step ahead in the path of my evolution, accepting the things and feeling gratitude for all the things He has provided, I should be very grateful. The same way, undoubtedly, which is my feeling, I may be born in your place or you may be born in my place. According to our karmas, We are born like all these things, but the way spider web is formed by spider only, the same
Correct.
way, this entire universe is like spider and spider's web. When this involution and evolution, when it happens, we don't know. Let
Right.
us be connected with each other in this part of involution and evolution. And when I came in my initial days, I was inspired by Swami Nirbhayananda ji's one saying, nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Evolution should be your aim. That was
Mm.
one important saying that helped me. So, even if God is guiding me to keep one step in the path of evolution, again, for that, we should pray Him only. Please,
Correct.
I don't know what is good or bad. You guide me. You guide me. See that Vidyaham should be there. That I belong to you. Avidyaham, the unripe ego should not be there. There are two eyes, the big eye and the small eye. Let us be attached with the small eye. Let us surrender our big eye to that the Almighty. The which is omniscient, omnipresent, and all pervading, all powerful, all peaceful, the substance of which is very much in us, definitely very much in us. So let us all be connected. Let us pray for each other, each other's wellness. And I when I took Sangam dip, I took dip. I don't want any benefits like punya or anything from this dip. Let all these things go to many aspiring souls who are not able to take a dip, who want to take a dip but are unable to take a dip. With that prayer, I have taken a dip. So, through this, I also impart all whatever benefits I have got through this Sangam dip. I would like to share with all of you with an open heart. Uh, and if at all you are planning to go to Prayagraj, no, no, just put everything in Bole Baba's hand. Please guide me at every step. Go with a positive mind. Nothing. He will guide you. He will guide you through. After all, you are going for some stipulated days, some 1 week. After that, your going is fixed and coming back is fixed. In between, whatever things comes, count your blessings, be grateful for whatever good things happen, and accept all the things that come your way. Finish your journey and come back. Even if you're not able to take a dip, there are so many sadhus, so many people who have taken dip not in for their own benefit, for others' benefit. So the India is full of such great souls. So please don't feel that you have not, don't regret that you have not taken. You have nothing to lose. You are already in the Sangam. It is, Sangam is only a state of mind, I feel. If physically, if you are going, it adds to your experience. Otherwise, you can create that experience by your attitude, I feel. So, may you all take the holy dip in Sangam in physical form or by your attitude. That would be my prayers to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Ji, Holy Mother Shardama, and Swami Vivekananda. And I feel blessed to share my experiences on this occasion. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best. May you all be illumined in the steps you keep ahead in the path of your soul's evolution. Thank you. Jai Ramakrishna.
Wonderful, Mataji. I think on behalf of, I will give you a big round of applause on behalf of everyone. It was enlightening, and very
Uh,
touching, very
yes.
emotional.
And
And
one more thing I was able to, sorry, after finishing, I'm telling, one more thing I was able to observe is thousands of people are taking dip there, and thousands of people are coming on the banks and changing their dresses. Be it a child, be it a lady, be it a woman, nobody is bothered. That in our own homes, we close doors, or if any other person is there,
Correct.
we feel embarrassed, and we either switch off the lights or close the doors and change our clothes. But there, everybody was like in I am in the lap of Holy Mother Ganga,
Mother.
and we are
Yes.
all her children.
Children. Yeah.
Nobody
Nice.
is nobody is bothered what other person is changing. Nothing of
Great.
that sort.
Great.
That was one great the sense of brotherhood I felt. That
Correct.
divine, that feeling, that the feeling
Mm.
of mother and child,
Child.
brotherly, sisterly relationship.
Great. I
So
think one has to experience in one way or the other. I think it's
yes,
really wonderful.
yes,
And it
yes.
was as though we went and had a dip in Kumbha Mela. It was your discussion was so nice.
Definitely, Akka, definitely. I said no. I said, physically also you can take a dip, that adds to your experience.
Correct.
Otherwise, your attitude itself, you can
Correct.
take a some gum dip.
Correct.
That
Correct.
I'm very sure. Mhm, mhm.
Thank you. I think you all can come on the video mode. Mataji can see all of you and we can thank and ask queries. Yes. Anything, Peter? Would you like open for discussion and any questions, clarifications, or feedback, whatever? Peter, anything you would like to say?
It's very inspiring. Thank you.
Yes.
Mm.
Peter is involved. I mean, he is so keen on studying. He's learning Sanskrit and attending Veda classes. I think, Peter, am I right? You're attending some classes, no, for
Mhm,
Sanskrit.
mhm.
And
Yes.
what else are you learning
Also
as far as
busy,
Indian
Mr.
scriptures
Martin.
are concerned? Indian scriptures? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Always reading the scriptures.
yes. So that interest he has got. Anybody
Okay.
has any questions or Suvarchala Padmini?
I would
Um,
like to add on, like for Mr. Peter, that if he can go through Swami Ranganatha Nandaji's interpretations on
yeah.
Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, they are quite relevant to the present day situation. They will throw more light on the present this thing for day.
I have those.
Yes, 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 yes.
Purchase. Yeah, it's taken that. Uh, anything? Any queries? You feel free to ask one or two questions if you have. Anita, Suvarchala? No? Kavita?
Uh,
Yeah, Suvarchala. Go ahead.
Namaskaram, Mataji.
Namaste.
Yeah, ma'am. You said about younger generation should be like head of Shankaracharya and heart of
Uh-huh,
Buddha. No,
uh-huh,
uh, can you explain in a? I mean, with an example. Like I
okay.
was impressed by that statement.
If we see Shankaracharya ji, the Pradhana Marga was Jnana Yoga for him. Okay. Through Jnana, we see him as the epitome of knowledge. In our present day life, any person who has been born in the mother's womb, because Shiva, Parvati, and all, we feel they are very far. Okay, they have attained that godhood, and they have some magical powers. We can't somehow relate or logically, rationally relate to them. But Shankaracharya, we see his works, the way he has worked. See, he was able to, in those days when there was no conveyance, when there was no light, in those days, he was able to go to four corners like Badrinath here, Dwaraka, Puri, and Rameshwaram, or Sringeri. He was able to establish four pithas, which geographically unified India. Okay. Jnana means he brought this holy land, India. He had that Rashtra Prema also and Dharma Prema also. Because of that Rashtra Prema, he unified, he was able to connect those four places, the Badrinath there, and Dwaraka, Puri, and Sringeri. Okay, and he was again when all this had gone haywire, he was able to. He was the one who gave the concept of Kumbha Mela. Kumbha in reality is nothing but our own body. Actually, Kumbha is our own body. It is our body is. Ghata, ghata. Okay. So, um, and our body is also compared to Ratha. Ratha. In Upanishads, if we see, our body is compared to Ratha and Gata. And he wanted a mela of all these, all kind of personalities. So he brought all these Naga sadhus under one this thing. He made a rule. He was the one who first in 8th century, when he was alive, he was able to do a Kumbha Mela. Then he set a stage for the future Kumbha Melas to happen. So our bhavas are predominantly dominated by either jnana, bhakti, or prema. So, Shankaracharya ji is the epitome of jnana, and bhakti and prema we see Gautam Buddha. Okay, so how about a person having both? What it would be such a great combination. See, when we have those ideals in front of us, why shouldn't we aspire for that? So that was what Swami Vivekananda ji goes a step ahead and says, just being Shankaracharya ji is also not enough, because their heart of Buddha was missing in Shankaracharya ji. Okay, just becoming Buddha is also not enough, because the jnana of Shankaracharya ji was missing. How about a combination of both Shankaracharya, the jnana of Shankaracharya, the heart of Gautam Buddha, prema of Gautam Buddha? That is what is my understanding and interpretation. Because whatever Swami Vivekananda said, the last pages of Vedas are not written yet, because that was his statement. So any person who would match his wavelength or thought process up to the thought process of the rishis, he can contribute to Vedas. That is what is my understanding. That is the vast, what to say, opportunity that is given by our rishis. And according to Yoga Vasista, Vasista Muni says, ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಗದೇ ಇರೋ ವಸ್ತು ಭಗವಂತ ಕೂಡ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಪೈರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್, God will definitely provide that. Even God fails to God is it is inevitable to God to give for a person who really strives to achieve something. So that is the vast privilege given to a human form. Even devatas have limitations, but human form has a greater power than the devatas. ದೇವತೆಗಳು, they are somehow bhoga, they are limited by bhoga, but a human being will even face any challenges, even if he has not got many bhogas, even if he has to strive for so many things, like the way Naga sadhus and all will do, or the agoris will do. They will be practicing those things which we are limited by, like the way I heard about the agoris eating fecal matter and agoris eating the dead bodies. We see in the interviews. See, once we go to any funeral, we want to come and take a bath just because of the fact that it will be infested by microorganisms, and we shouldn't be bothered, we shouldn't be affected by them. But whatever we feel we are very careful of, agoris will do it so easily. I feel, because they tutor their mind, because they accept it, and they give some instructions to the mind, it will not act on their body, I feel. So this is one. Uh, I think
Correct.
I gave a convincing.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Convincingly.
Right. So I think we will keep calling Mataji, because a lot of insightful talks, and it will add value to our routine sessions
I,
also.
I just
Definitely,
shared
this,
whatever I knew I got from my guru, but otherwise I am not a good speaker. I
no,
just
no, no.
shared my
Great,
experiences.
great insights. Yeah.
I shared my experiences. Otherwise, I'm more in the school activities,
Yeah. But deep
and
knowledge, deep
and
insights.
I
Yeah.
felt very good to be in the divine company of all the like-minded
Yeah.
who who are in the path of light,
Yes.
who
And
in the
very
path seeking
eager to
light.
learn. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So I
Thank
think
you.
we will conclude. I will just say shloka. And so she's
Yes.
Padmini, Dr. Padmini, Peter,
Uh,
Suvarchala, myself, then Kavita is on video, and Dr. Anita, radiologist. Padmini is
yes.
also HOD in St. John's. Kavita is professor in BMC. Kanta Kulkarni is also another, she was in BSNL. So now
Yes.
she's a retired person. So with that, we
Mhm.
wind up for today's session.
Okay.
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियं वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिस्वभावा करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि पापोऽहं पापकर्माहं पापात्मा पापसम्भवात् त्राहि मां कृपया देव शरणागतवत्सल अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष रमापते ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु
Namaste.
Hi,
Thank you.
namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mataji. Thank
You,
you.
Mataji.
Pranams
Thank you.
from here.
Yeah.
Kanta is there.
Great week ahead.
Thank you.
Wish you all a
Thank
great
you.
week
Thank
ahead.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jai
yeah.
Ram.
Thank you. Jai Ram Krishna.